Hi everybody, I hope you are having an amazing warm summer wherever you are. I'm happy in the last week we finally got summer out here. Somebody made a comment about, fall being around the corner. And I'm going, what do you mean fall? We just literally got summer. But you guys have kept me super busy with cooking classes. Who knew that doing live virtual cooking classes that only last half an hour would be so popular? We may never go back to in your home cooking classes. But I wanted to do something different right now. Instead of doing a cooking video or a demo, where I wanted to do some kitchen hacks for you. So this is just, I don't know, like 15 or so cooking hacks that I've come across over the years that I use on a regular basis, and it's helped me in the kitchen, teaching others how to cook, coming up with new ideas for my own kitchen. But anyway, so if you've already heard them, that's okay. Just keep fast forwarding and then we'll get to the end. So the first thing I want to do is, you get a whole bunch of garlic cloves and you've got to do more than one and you're sitting there peeling each one. Don't do that. Take one, put it on your counter, take the flat edge of a chef's knife or a fairly wide knife with the knife blade away from you, and then just do this. Just do a flat pat. It's going to just flatten your clove and the paper, the skin just comes right off. Easy peasy. You're not going to have any problems. Sometimes you need some butter for something. Somebody, we won't mention names, somebody forgot to take fresh butter out because it used the last of it, and you need it and it's frozen salt. Now what do? You can't. How many of you guys, put your hand up, have ever put your butter in the microwave just a few seconds just to soften it, and then it's like melted all over? Yeah, we don't want to do that. So what you do instead is you take your grater and then you take your pound of butter, or even margarine will work, frozen, any butter or margarine, and then you just shred it with your grater or grate it with your grater, and it comes off. You just do as much as you need. It's perfect, and then the rest you just soften it. On the other hand, when you've got cheese, hard cheese like cheddar and so on, and you want to shred it, and you go to shred it and it just smashes into your grater, it makes a big mess. Put it in your freezer, because really when you stop and think, when you get big bags of cheese, that's already shredded, you put it in your freezer, right? So it's the same thing. Put a block of cheese in your freezer, and then when you need it, take it out and grate however much you want and put it back in the freezer. I always, whenever I'm buying blocks of cheese, I always get one that just goes in the freezer for that reason. If I need a cup, I just shred a cup and then we're good to go. So it's perfectly. Sorry. If you're barbecuing some steaks, you're going to grill them and you want that nice, that crusty sear on there, but it just kind of goes gray, it just doesn't work. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your steaks, and it doesn't matter what kind it is, you want to make sure that they are really, really dry. So blot it until you can't see any juices from it at all. And the even better is that put them on a platter or a plate or whatever, and put them in the fridge for 1 to 2 days, and that will completely dry them. Don't put them more than that unless you got it covered. But for 1 to 2 days, it's perfectly fine, and then you're going to find that you're going to get that nice sear that you really want. When you're making pasta, any kind of pasta, what you do after it's ready, you take the pot, flip it over in your colander or your strainer, all that flavor just went down the sink. Depending on how much water you have and how much pasta you have, you want to keep about maybe half to 3/4 or half to 1 cup of the actual starchy water. Again, depending on how much pasta you cooked. Add a little bit of cream to that, some salt and pepper, some butter, some herbs, some Parmesan cheese, mix it all up. You got the perfect pasta without even have to spend hours making a sauce. Really good. If you add chopped up fresh herbs in there, that's even better. Now, for those of you that make bread or rolls or anything that you have bread dough, and now it's summertime, people have their doors open and you're getting a breeze and it's not going to rise because you don't have an even heat, throw it in your oven with the door closed and with the oven light on. Just that little bit of heat from your oven light is going to be perfect, and your bread dough is going to rise so much easier. Back to onions. When you've peeled it and you're chopping and you get onions, little bits of onions all over your counter, all over the cutting board, don't take the root off. Peel it from the top, where the little crown, I'm French, I'm gonna talk with my hands, the peel off. Peel that all off, but don't cut the root off. And cut it in half, and then just slice it one way, and then slice it the other way. You can have perfectly diced onions, and at the very end, then you can just cut the root off, and you're going to find that you're not going to get onions everywhere. You've got eggs, they've been sitting in the fridge forever, and you're going, is it fresh? Is it not fresh? Do I really want, how many of us have cracked open an egg going, oh, that is so past the expiry date? So what you do, put it in a cup of water. just a normal tap water. And pop the egg in. If it goes straight to the bottom, still fresh. Floats, stays to the top, throw it out. No good. Not a good thing. For those of you that get ginger roots, to get freshly grated ginger in your dishes, and they're gnarly bits. They got these big roots sticking out in these bumps, and you're sitting there and trying to peel it with your peeler. Doesn't work. Don't worry about that. Use the tip of a spoon, just a normal teaspoon, your little spoon, and just peel off just like that. Just take it and just go like this with it, and actually the skin will come right off, and you're not going to have any issues with that. So that's a good thing to do that. When you've got soft cheese, I guess I should have did all the cheese together and the onions together. That would have been thinking. I'm just doing it at the top of my head here. If you're using soft cheese and you're trying to cut wedges in it, so cheese like brie, camembert, and any other soft, but the knife, no matter what you do with the knife, how sharp the knife is, it just kind of smushes, and then you're gonna kind of like a half wedge, half pancake. So what you want to do is take dental floss. Don't worry about the knife. The dental floss is really, you think about when you buy, do people still use those cheese boards that have that little wire at the top that you can put through? Yeah, so see how skinny that is compared to a knife? Use dental floss, put it through the cheese, perfect wedge every time. Make sure that it's unflavored dental floss. Cinnamon flavored dental floss does not mix well with brie cheese. Just to let you know that. Those of you that are growing cherry tomatoes, like the baby tomatoes, on your patios and your gardens, and you get a whole bunch, you're gonna put them in a cellar, and let me tell you, doing 30 little tomatoes are a pain in the butt. So what do? Put it on a sandwich plate or a saucer or a dinner plate if you've got that many tomatoes. Put them all on there, wash them, put them all on there, and then take the same size plate, doesn't matter what it is, same size plate, and put it on top. Now don't squish down, so you're going to squish your tomatoes, but hold it in place, and then it has to be a serrated knife, or if, like I actually have a tomato knife, so if you have one, because tomato knives have I'll show it next time I'm in the kitchen, have a really thin curved blade, so if you have that, you can use that. Otherwise, use a serrated knife. You're holding your plate down, that's on top of the tomatoes, and then take your knife like this, and cut through it, take the plate off. All of your tomatoes are cut the same. They're exactly in half. There might be a few off of the edges that are a little kind of 2/3, 1/3, but for the most part, they're all cut in half perfectly. You're roasting some potatoes, rather. Sorry, I'm talking so much, my throat's dry. So, you're going to roast some potatoes either in the oven or on the barbecue. And when you go to restaurants and you get that nice crust on your potatoes, and it's like crispy and a little bit crunchy, and you think, but at home you never get, it's kind of going beigey brown color, and then it's black. You never can get it right. So this is what you do. You cube them, or if they're like little potatoes and you're just cutting them in half. So whatever size you're doing them, do that. And then throw them in boiling water that has like a teaspoon or so of baking soda in the water. Just boil them for a few minutes, drain them, pat them dry. Please make sure that they're patted dry. You can put it through two tea towels, because you don't use paper towels, but, well, I mean, you can, but we try not to use paper towels here. And then put them on your baking pan, your roasting pan. A little bit of olive oil, some fresh herbs, pop them in the oven, put them on your grill. Perfectly gonna get a nice golden brown crisp crust on it. All right, I can't talk today. So you want to make egg McMuffins for breakfast, and you're gonna fry your eggs. Your eggs are all over your pan. You're putting them in between the English muffins, and you've got half of the egg hanging over, and it doesn't fit. So how do you do that? So lots of companies will try and sell you an egg ring. Lots of money. Don't do that. If you have mason jars in your house from some canning or whatever, or go to the store or your secondhand store and get a mason ring, put that in your frying pan, crack your egg in it, the ring, get the big one, you know, that's about this size. The egg fits on there. It's the perfect size for an English muffin, exact size. Or if you really want it tasty, take an onion ring, like slice an onion, take it all apart and take the ring of the onion, put it in the frying pan, put the egg in there, and then you get a nice little oniony taste of it. So that's a really good thing. All right, so you're doing a sheet pan. You're doing veggies and chicken veggies, or I'm just gonna turn my fan over towards me here. It's getting warm in my office. You're doing meat, you're doing your protein and veggies on your sheet pan, because you know we're doing sheet pans all over, and you're trying to get a crispy thing, an edge on your food. You don't want to have to be flipping over, because then you're opening the oven door and you're getting all that heat. So think of what you do when you're making a pizza. Well, maybe you don't do this, but you should do this. When you're making a pizza, same with the sheet pan, you put your pan in the oven, turn your oven on. You know, it takes 10-ish minutes or whatever to preheat, depending on your oven. Pop your pans in there while it's preheating. And then, you know, you're getting all your food ready, your pizza shell, your whatever you're going to be doing. Then put them on the very heated pan. This will give everything a nice, crisp, golden brown coloring or skin of the food that you're cooking, including the pizza pan, your pizza, without having to flip things over. So remember, pizza or your sheet pan dinners. All right, lemons or lime. First of all, you should have our juicer. You really need our juicer. You will not get any other way of getting all the juice out of a lemon or a lime unless you use a juicer. But in case you're waiting for your order or you haven't ordered it yet, here's a way to get the most juice out of your lemon or lime. Kind of roll it on your counter first, and then pop it in the microwave for about 20 seconds for a lemon, about 10 to 12 for a lime. Then cut it through and squeeze it with our way you have at home of squeezing it, and you're going to get 20% more juice doing it that way. But the juicer is much better. All right, strawberries. Oh, out here in the West Coast, berries are in abundance. Everybody's buying them. You get them a couple of days later, you've got this green fuzz all over. How the heck are you doing that? So what you do is when you get home, you get some hot water, not boiling. You heat it on the stove till it's about 100 degrees. You don't want it boiling. You just want it steaming hot. Take your strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, your berries, and then put them in a colander that's big enough, and then put them in for just a few moments. Take them out, pop them in cold water. Just, you don't want them to continue cooking from the heat. You don't want them cooking at all. So just pop them in the hot water for a couple moments. Take them out, put them in nice cold water. It's kind of like a blanching kind of, and then just so that it stops the heat from going through. And then take them out and drain them on towels or paper towels. Make sure they are very dry before you put them back in your fridge, because the wetness is contributing to the mold. So do that, you're never going to have any problems. Well, you probably will if you leave it running, you know, wet in your fridge for a week. Steak, meat, or you buy our pork loin and you're trying to slice it and you're getting your knife and your knife's sharp but it doesn't kind of go through. Put your meat in the freezer for about 30 minutes and then you'll find your knife is going to go straight through. Really simple and easy. molasses. Have you ever poured molasses in a measuring cup and then, you need half a cup and then pour it in your bowl and then you cannot get that out of your measuring cup no matter how hard you try? It's sticky, sticky, sticky. Coat your bowl or your measuring cup or whatever you're going to use, your spoon, with a little bit of vegetable oil, butter, using the spray cans, just a quick spray on it. The molasses just comes through lickety-split. It's easy, easy, easy. Parmesan cheese. Yes, I know. I know. Now I know. Put all the cheese together. If you're getting the real Parmesan cheese and you got that hard rind, and I cringe when I see people or I hear people saying, oh, I just throw that away. And it's like, I have a hard time throwing anything that's food. But take it and then keep it in your freezer. Or in a container in your fridge if you want. Just keep it so it's being preserved. And then the next time you're making soup or pasta sauce or a casserole or whatever, throw that rind in and then you're going to get a really, really good taste. It's going to like a umami taste to it from the rind. And it's just going to dissolve in the soup or whatever sauce you make. So it's really, really good. So you want to do that. And that's it. That's your Friday hacks for the week. I hope you guys have an amazing long weekend. And if you're here in the Lower Mainland and you know that there's something open that's not going to have massive crowds, let me know. Please let me know that there's something. I don't want to spend the third long weekend doing nothing. And if we do what you suggest, I will send you something in the mail. Alrighty, take care, everybody. Have a great long weekend. Bye-bye.